Good morning and welcome to another episode of No Bullshipping with Hope White. Happy Friday after Thanksgiving. I know some of you all probably had a wonderful, wonderful holiday with your family and friends. Got some good food in, good networking, good fellowship. And now we're here on Friday, Black Friday, right? But if you're home and just joining us, thank you so much for tuning in with us this Friday. I'm very excited to speak with this guest. Two guests here. They are the CEOs and owners of Quantum Drive Logistics. So let's bring up Stephen Smith and Jackie Smith out of Texas.
Good
Hi, good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing?
We're doing
Good.
good. We're
Oh,
doing very good. Very
very
excited to see you.
okay. This is after Thanksgiving. So how we feeling? We full still or what?
Full, sleepy.
Right? Tired. That's an understatement. That's an
Okay.
understatement.
I understand. I definitely understand. We had a good fellowship as well yesterday, and I did my best try not to overeat. So maybe we'll catch a good nap after this show.
That
Yeah.
part.
So
But we're here to talk about you guys. This show is specifically for you. This month is Veterans Month, right? And it is befitting that we have you guys as a guest today because you all are veterans.
Cool.
So
oh,
I will
oh,
first, yeah, I first want to commend you on your service, and let's talk about what branch of service you were in. So, for my first question is, tell everyone who you all are, and your experience in supply chain and logistics. So, we'll start with Stephen and then Jackie.
okay. Well, as you announced earlier, I am the co-owner of Quantum Drive Logistics and Transportation. Uh, I started my journey in the military. I was in the Army.
Okay.
Did 20 years in the Army. Started off as a lowly private. I was a heavy wheel vehicle mechanic actually. So I had to learn all the vehicles I worked on had to be licensed on everything. So I was just privy to all of the, those type of equipment and having the licenses. So I was privy to just operating heavy equipment
Heavy
throughout
equipment.
my career.
Mm-hmm.
After that, just made it up through the ranks. I went from being a heavyweight vehicle mechanic
Mm-hmm.
to a warrant officer. I became a warrant officer, which I became an automotive maintenance technician, and that's when I got into the supply chain field of everything. So I was, responsible for the fleet maintenance for the equipment that I was to the units I was assigned to.
Okay.
Just basically just it's a subject matter expert for all the maintenance and stuff like that, and then also ordering parts, just procurement, things like that. Got into contracting too as
Mm.
well.
Wow.
And then
Good skills.
yeah, yeah, and then throughout my career, I just made sure that my education,
Yeah,
just matched my career. So
for sure.
just got my BA in organizational management, and then
Mm-hmm.
from there, I got my master's. I got my MBA with a specialization in supply chain management with that route. And then upon retiring from the military, I was hired by Amazon.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was, yeah, so I did that for about 4 years. I was a regional fleet manager
Mm-hmm.
for Amazon for the Southwest and for the Southeast of the
Mm-hmm.
United States. Did that
Mm-hmm.
for 4 years until they burnt me out.
Yeah, good transferable skills. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, it was. It was. So that's a gist of everything, as far as my background is
Yeah,
concerned. So my whole background has always been in maintenance and transportation, and
right.
just in the whole supply chain realm. So
So you're a black belt, right? Lean six.
yes, I am. Yes, yes,
Okay.
black belt. Yes.
All right. We're gonna talk
Yeah, I got
about
my
how that
black belt.
transferred.
Say again.
We're gonna talk about how that transferred over.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
no
talk
doubt,
about
no
it.
doubt,
Okay. Come
no
on,
doubt.
Paris. Jack. Oh, is it Paris or Jack? Which one we're gonna use?
Paris. Paris is
Okay,
fine.
Paris. Okay, Paris. Tell us who you are and what is it? How did you get into supply chain and logistics? And then how did you guys meet? If you don't, I know I
Okay.
threw that one in there.
Okay. All right. So my background, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 15 years.
Okay.
After the Army, I knew I wanted to transfer my skills somewhere else, like my
Mm-hmm.
nursing skills to somewhere else outside of the hospital.
Okay.
During that research, I came across dispatching and trucking, and it caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the first people that I followed was you, Hope.
No,
I've been following
you
Hope.
don't say.
You were one of the first people that I kind of just, you were doing the truck and hustle episode, and
Mm-hmm.
I was watching that very first episode when you were a broker,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been following you ever since. It's just, your personality, I just latched onto it through
Right.
the screen, and I'm not lying about that.
Well,
Yeah.
y'all have we have a very similar personality, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of studying. I then opened a dispatching service,
Okay.
and then I was getting a lot of requests to get my authority,
Okay.
and I did, or yeah, I did. So that's how the trucking portion came about.
And you were getting those requests from who?
Um,
Because we talked about that.
right. So I was getting a lot of those requests from other truckers
Okay.
that I was dispatching at the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that's how the trucking portion came about. And it just went from there.
It flourished from there.
How, right, exactly. So how Stephen and I met,
Mm-hmm.
we were playing in the sandbox together.
All right.
We met when we were about, I would say probably about 6 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 6 years old. So, and
Oh.
we just kept in contact with each other throughout the years. After we got out of high school, he went to the military. I went to college, Hampton University, got a rep. So, and we didn't know it at the time, but
Yeah.
everywhere we went, we were there together. We just
Right.
didn't know it.
Right.
So even when we were overseas, I was
Exactly.
overseas as a contractor,
Mhm.
nursing, and he was overseas as a soldier. And we never linked, but we found out afterwards. So
Wow. And it ended up eventually coming full circle.
yep,
Yes,
coming
we did.
full circle.
Awesome. Okay, well, let me tell a few people hello, because we do have a few people joining us this morning.
Okay.
We have Rob Johnson joining us from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Rob, how's the weather? Good morning. Thank you so much for checking in with us. Amy Dowds coming out of Greenwood, Mississippi, I believe, or Missouri. Don't get me this morning. It's after Thanksgiving. Don't do that. We have, I can't pronounce your name, but I'm going to read his comments. It says, hi, all. Happy to be on this call. I have been looking at opportunities to engage with veterans in logistics. Thank you so much. And then Mohammed says, hi. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, any statements you want to make about these beautiful people from being veterans to now supply chain, make sure you put it over in the comments, but we're going to dig a little bit further into their story. So, Stephen, how did we become an owner operator from big box retail?
Oh, wow. So my journey was kind of like I say, it was impromptu. So initially I had started a freight brokering business.
Okay.
This was during the pandemic, and I was still working at Amazon at the same time. And with the workload from Amazon, it was very difficult to really manage both. Especially being, a regional fleet manager. So it was very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So what I chose to do, I chose to step out on faith.
Okay.
And I resigned from Amazon. Everybody thought I was crazy.
Okay. You gave them your paperwork.
Say again?
You gave them your paperwork.
Yeah, I had to give them my paperwork. And then I was like, I really wanted to, I believe in like starting from the bottom to really understand the business. Because even though I was dealing in transportation and supply chain management, has always been at the top of the stream. So I want to start downstream to really, really understand. So I got my CDL.
Right.
And I started driving, and it just, and again, like me and Paris, as I was driving, I would call her and I was like, hey, what I need to do about this, what I need to do about that.
Oh, wow.
And, and those phone calls would turn into 5 and 10 hours.
Y'all was building a business.
Exactly. And, and really, again, really just, excuse me, helped me through those first
Yeah.
6 months or so.
Yeah.
Just in getting into the business on the operation side. So from then I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna drive for these people. I was driving for Snyder at the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna drive for them just to get some experience under my belt,
Yeah.
and then from there I'm gonna branch off on my own. And
Okay.
that's when speaking with my wife, I was like, hey, look, I want to get my own truck.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know how this is gonna work,
Yeah.
but
But we're gonna make this thing work.
yeah, we definitely gonna make it work.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that was the initial phase of the business. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So since becoming an owner operator,
Mhm.
has there been any areas of specialty that you all have focused on? Harris or Steven, it doesn't matter which one of y'all answer that.
Go ahead, baby.
So that's kind of a trick question. So the transportation side of the house, we do mostly dry van on that side.
Okay.
However, the logistics side, the dispatching side of the house, we do all open deck.
Okay.
So that's kind of
And what's open deck for those that may not understand?
So that's flatbed, step decks, RGNs, things like that.
Okay.
So those types of trailers.
Okay. Specialty equipment
Right.
for sure. Right. And any special area that you all are located in, or y'all covering everywhere, or just local or regionally?
Anywhere the money is, that's where we going. We gonna go get it.
Strategically.
Strategically. Come on, Stephen, bring it in, because Paris is giving us the spray and pray method, and we're not spraying and praying. We're strategically operating where our equipment is best utilized, right?
Exactly.
Of course. Always.
Okay.
Always.
Okay, so since coming out of the military, right, there's an age-old question here: lease purchase versus buying. What is your suggestion? What has been your experience at Quantum Drive?
Okay, well, I'll take this one, babe. Lease purchase versus buying. I would definitely say that there's pros and cons on both.
Right.
However, what we did, we went in the lease purchase route.
Right.
And I hear, a lot of people say that's crazy, but again, I'm very frugal.
Right.
And I understand that I didn't want to put a lot of our liquid assets into into trucks this early on in the game, because again, it was during downturn of the industry, and I saw that there was going to be some turmoil there, so I didn't want to put all of our liquid assets into that. So we started off with $3,000 just to get into a lease purchase program. Wow. Now I say this is good for veterans, because in our situation, we're both retired, right? So we have additional income coming in, so we didn't have to worry about just the income from the truck. So I say for veterans that are retired, it is awesome to go that route. Okay. It's just less overhead. I mean, less money you have to put down, less overhead. On lease purchase route. And again, and we were leased on the Snyder. Right. Spunkable Snyder. They had the foot. It was ongoing, and and then two, we didn't try to go out and get the most expensive vehicle.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Go right down in that vein, because you have an experience in the military, right? Fleet, that's all you did was manage equipment.
Yes.
Let's talk about it, because everybody gets the shiny penny syndrome when they want to start trucking, right? I want a brand new truck. I want, so let's talk about that. What's your suggestion there?
Yeah. So, again, just with, my experience, because again, even though I was experiencing, supply chain and logistics, my first, passion was, mechanics. I was a mechanic. So ASC certified, and I did that for, just my young adult life. So I knew going in that I didn't need something that was going to be brand new. Because if someone went down on it, I probably could fix it. That was number one. Or, I can get it fixed relatively cheap. I would know how to talk to the people, the mechanics or the service technicians that was working on it to get our equipment up, up and running. Also, with leasing, I had that ability to
Okay.
utilize Snyder's their their uh, their shops and stuff
Right.
like that too as well. So
Right.
that really helped us out. And then we had a warranty on the vehicle too. Still,
Mm-hmm.
even though the vehicle is a 2020, we still had a warranty on it.
Yeah.
So really, not a lot of overhead costs coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime we had any time of breakdowns, we really didn't have any major breakdowns or anything throughout the
Yeah.
lease.
Yeah.
And but if we did have any mechanical issues, it was rectified,
You would take it. Yeah. Take
relatively
care of
fast,
it.
and it didn't hurt us financially.
So you would tell any new veterans that's coming out, just make sure you shop around and be very open to getting used equipment versus coming
Yes,
out getting a brand new truck because you have
yes,
the resources to be able to do so.
exactly,
But basically,
exactly,
weigh the pros and cons of getting used versus new.
exactly.
Okay. All right. So, Paris, starting because we already know Steven's frugal. He's already said that, very hardcore there. Starting out on a budget, how was that for you? Because I know we as women, we have very, very big visions, and we go way out. So how did that work for you?
I told Steven I wanted me a Peterbilt 389 coming out the door. I'm just playing.
No, she don't play.
No. Listen, that was a joke. But no, no, it was actually, we actually looked at the trucks together. And that's something that we've always done. So, and I trust his judgment because that's his area of specialty. Like you said, he has that background in heavy vehicle mechanics. So if he said, "Hey, this is what we're doing,"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes, sir." So that's just kind of how we operate, like as a couple.
As a
So
couple, yeah.
exactly. So his areas of specialty, I listen and I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And when it comes to my area of specialty, he's like, hey, you're the subject matter expert on this. So all right, like let's do it. So
Right.
that's kind of how we work in tandem.
Mhm.
So, whatever truck, it was that he chose, we actually went out and looked at it. We asked questions. And that's just the chemistry of the dynamics of it.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
And it's been very beneficial now. I'm sure now with the downturn of the industry and everything, you all having that budget in place and already being prepared for some of the industry challenges that have come up.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me tell a few more people hello. Amy says she's in Mississippi. Thank you, Amy, because this brain was not working this morning. We have Eric in Africa, Uganda, East Africa, joining us this morning. We have Amit says hello from India. And then we have Azuka joining us from Frisco, Texas. Thank you so much for joining us, Azuka. I hope I pronounced your name properly there. So want to get down a little bit further in here because we have some certifications and I want to talk about how we've been able to leverage those certifications. So which one are personal certifications and which one are business certifications, and how have they benefited you all in supply chain logistics as veterans?
I have my master logistician's certification, and then also my black belt in Lean Six Sigma. So I would say those are all business, and like I stated before, I have my MBA as well with the specialization in project management and supply chain management. So how we've been able to leverage that, starting off with like the black belt. Again, like I said, I'm very frugal, and process improvement is my go-to. I use the DMAIC process on everything that we do, from our family life to to our business. So I always want to make sure that whenever we come to a situation, we're looking at it, we're defining that problem, we're analyzing it, and we're coming up with solutions that are not going to take up a lot of liquid assets. And I stress that a lot. It's very good to have good credit.
Yes.
Doing it for the industry, but you always have to have that cushion too as well.
That's right.
So that whenever you can move, you can move. Case in point, we're in the process of buying out our first lease, and we'll be doing that in a couple of months.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. And then and then we're also buying another vehicle currently right now, but we're paying that out of cash. And so we were able to do that because we were able to save throughout that time of the lease to be able
Yeah.
to pay off a lease and buy another vehicle out in cash,
Awesome.
and then two, also hire someone as well.
Yes. That's their frugalness
So
coming in.
yeah, so it was a very slow process
Yeah.
because because I had to get in the truck and
Mhm.
and really be behind the wheel as my
Mhm.
wife did all the admin for the business. But
Awesome.
we really tag team a lot, and we cut out a lot of the middlemen,
Right.
so that we could build our nest egg to move forward. So that's how I use like those certifications to get us where we're at currently right now.
Okay. So are there any other business certifications like veteran owned small business? Because
Oh, okay.
come on now. Come
Yeah,
on, talk to these good people on here now. Veteran owned small business or woman
yeah.
owned or anything of that nature.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go
so
ahead.
we do have Hub. We do have other certifications. Woman owned Hub. Goodness gracious, Hub. We is like,
Veteran.
yeah,
Run the
veteran.
list, run it. This is
Oh my
very, it
gosh.
is very imperative that people understand this because those certifications help leverage you for the business that you all have been, receiving, right?
Right.
So, and I want you all to just speak on, which certifications you have and how, not necessarily you've been able to leverage them, but how beneficial they have been to your business, right?
Right. So Hub,
Mhm,
woman owned,
mhm,
DBE,
mhm.
that's a big one.
And let's kind of go through those acronyms there.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
she does the same thing to me.
So DBE is disadvantaged business enterprise, and
Right.
that's basically a federal certification
Come on.
where you can pretty much bid on any federal contract in the
Yes.
United States.
Yeah.
Woman owned is just basically stating that, hey, I'm a woman, I can do this. Since
Right.
there's a tack on
Hmm.
women being women,
Right.
so you definitely want to have that woman owned certification.
Right.
We have small business enterprise, which is SBE.
Hmm.
We have MBE, um,
Hmm.
which is minority business enterprise.
Hmm.
The list goes on. I can't name all 14 of them. I'm sorry, I can't, but I've worked very hard to get these certifications in place.
And the reason why I wanted you to highlight that because yes, the certifications are phenomenal for you all to have, but it's a representation of how together and structured your business is because you don't just get these certifications just because you apply.
Right, exactly,
There's an interview process, there's a
exactly,
qualification process, and basically,
exactly.
yeah. So basically, certification says that quantum logistics is ready for those large government contracts, large corporate contracts that are available to you all because you got it together,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Right.
And it also shows how serious you are about your business.
True.
Yes.
So once you hand over, that capability statement and they
Yes.
see all of your certifications there and you're able to provide proof that, hey,
Absolutely.
that we did this. Like
Right.
businesses they'll take you more seriously,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
especially in this industry right here.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
they will take you seriously once you present yourself properly and
Right.
you show your paperwork.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a question over in the comments. Azuka says data is super important today. How are you employing data analytics with basic tools to get insights into your business?
That's a good question. Well, right now we definitely use data analytics from freight waves,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, just so that we can kind of see. And then also Snyder has their own data analytics that
Mm-hmm.
we utilize to ensure that we're going to the right markets
Right.
to target those higher appearing loads as well. So that's
Right.
how we kind of structure where we're going to go.
Right.
Not only just in data, but weather too as well. Use weather patterns and weather analytics too as well to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like structure where we're going to go and when we're going to go.
Right.
to those different locations.
Okay. Are you also using that or some of that same data to kind of figure out who your potential drivers are? Because I know we're looking for drivers now, right?
Well, we haven't. No, we haven't utilized that. Yes, we are looking for drivers. We are looking for drivers, but we haven't used data analytics for employment yet. No, we have
Okay.
not.
Not yet. Okay. Well, we actually are.
Okay.
There's a few tools that we use that we can talk about offline that I can share with you all that have helped us come up with some really, really good drivers for AC dredge container services. So we can talk about that offline. But using that data and kind of understanding some of the databases that's out here as well on drivers' history and tracking them and how long they experience, all that, it's really been helpful. So I can share those tools with you all as well.
For sure.
Okay, so we're coming into that 26-minute mark that I talked about. But before we check out, I wanted to first ask you, are there any upcoming events that you all are planning on attending in the coming future to, further your brand, get your name out there, or just learn more about the business, maybe government, whatever it may be? Are there any upcoming events that's on your radar?
There's definitely a one conference that we're tracking that we will be attending, and that's basically just for more information in the industry.
Yeah.
We'll forever be learners in this
Okay.
in any
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we know a lot, but we don't know it all.
We don't know it all. Come on.
Exactly. And so one thing about it is that we're always looking to connect with new people, and just to learn more and
Awesome.
get more connected within the industry.
Within the industry. Awesome. Awesome. So Azuka says, thank you, Stephen, for your comment there, for your she says, thank you, Stephen. Awesome. I asked this because I see a lot of opportunities for small businesses, especially minority-owned businesses. And then you have a question, Paris, says, how has your marketing strategy been? Do you have a niche, and how do you get into the new markets?
So as far as a niche, again, we kind of went over that earlier.
Yeah.
The transportation side of the house is more towards drive-in.
Yeah.
The logistical side of the house, or the dispatching side of the house, is more geared towards open deck trailers, or your step decks, or your flatbeds, or your RGNs, like those type of specialty trailers.
Awesome.
So right.
Awesome. Okay. So tell everyone, how can we find Quantum Logistics?
You can find us. Go to our website, www.qtlogs.com. We do have an IG, but guess what? We out here working. So listen, we do not have a social media team yet. So our IG page is Quantum Drive Logistics. That's our IG page.
Awesome.
And I definitely want to leave the people with a little positivity in this market right now. As I always tell people in the Army, or just in those leadership roles, when you get tired, just take a knee.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be there. Just take a knee, step back, and just step away from it a little bit.
Awesome.
Everybody's struggling, but we're gonna make it through.
Awesome.
We're definitely going to make it through. And I definitely want to give a shout out to Hope. Thank you so much for everything that, just for everything. I can't even everything.
All right.
Definitely want to give a shout out to Truck and Hustle, because that's where it all started for me. Truck and Hustle. Definitely want to give a shout out to
you're gonna be shouting and we're gonna be cut.
Last one.
10 seconds.
Gibson Logistics.
All right, Gibson Logistics, put them in now.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you both for joining us on this Black Friday. It was wonderful, and I look forward to speaking with you all again. Y'all have a happy Friday.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much for No Bullshipping with Hope White. See you on the next episode. Talk to you.